This KELOLAND Living segment is sponsored by Wheelchair Dynamics, your local accessibility and mobility solutions dealer.
Wheelchair Dynamics has been a trusted source of medical and accessibility equipment and supplies for over 25 years, and they are committed to providing their customers with the absolute best products, quality, and customer service.
Whether you are recovering from surgery or learning to live with a chronic condition, your energy should be focused on your health and the team at Wheelchair Dynamics will do everything they can to ease your transition and make your home more accessible.
Joining us today is the owner of Wheelchair Dynamics, Tim Haupert, and the manager of their Sioux Falls location, Bill Birch.
Whenever you need assistance with medical equipment, maintenance, or repairs, you can always turn to the experts at Wheelchair Dynamics. Welcome.
Yes.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah, and actually not just 25, almost 30 years you've been.
Just about, since 1996. So, yeah, we're coming up on 30 years starting next year. So,
that's great.
Yeah.
I think that something that not everybody knows is that you deal in more than just wheelchairs. But let's go back to the beginning. Is that where you got your start?
We did. So back when we started in 1996, that's how the business started, is working with custom wheelchairs to help people, keep mobile and be able to get out and around. And that's how we started out. And it's sure transitioned over the years, and hard to change a name after all those years.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
People see Wheelchair Dynamics and they think that's all we do. But no, we've expanded into so many other mobility products, from scooters to lift chairs to home stair lifts, ramp systems, vertical platform lifts. And then most recently, we have 4 dealerships that work with mobility vehicles. So people can also be able to transport their loved ones or themselves easily in a mobility vehicle.
So they could buy a brand new mobility vehicle, or I even noticed you can add some of the mobility equipment to an existing vehicle. Is that right?
Yep, you can do either one. You can buy one already done. You can bring yours in, and if it's the right model, we can take and send it out to be converted. Or maybe you don't need a full conversion. You just need something to haul your scooter around. And so we add lifts for scooters and power chairs to vehicles too.
I would imagine that a lot of the way that the business has evolved has been because you started working with people using wheelchairs and then they needed something else. They didn't have the best way to transport their wheelchair. They didn't have a vehicle that they could convert. They didn't have the right ramp at their house. And so by working with the people you're serving, you just learned what else were the gaps.
Yeah, you do. And it's kind of an interesting journey for some folks, because I've had customers I've worked with that maybe they only needed a walker when they came in. And as things progressed, or as things changed in their life, pretty soon they were buying a scooter.
Yeah.
Pretty soon they were needing a stair lift to be able to get to their basement of their home, or maybe to the bedroom upstairs. And then that customer ended up buying a mobility vehicle. So I've had a customer that I always tell everybody, don't ever discount anybody. Ever treat everybody the same, because even that customer who's looking for a walker, down the road, they could be needing a lot of other things too. And so we start off with something small, and who knows what it turns into.
Sure. Oftentimes it could be even a temporary thing that they're dealing with, and other times it could be long term. So tell me about how you help clients with deciding, or how you work with clients in the Sioux Falls community in the repair of some of these products as well. You can do that too, right?
Yeah, we have certified service guys. We can fix anything that we sell, so that's a nice thing. We can fix anything that you didn't buy from us. So it's nice that we can help anybody. Yeah,
right, pretty much.
We do a lot of rentals. So if you just need it for a temporary thing, we rent wheelchairs, lift chairs, scooters, you name it. We pretty much rent anything. So get that short term, and down the road, if things change, progress, then we can help them out down the road as well. Right. So
that's really important to know, because mobility is something that can change in an instant, but it's also something that's not necessarily permanent.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
What advice would you give to somebody who's just beginning these challenges with their family, maybe have a loved one? Where would they begin? Where do they start?
A lot of times they have a lot of questions, because a lot of times people don't realize what's all available, for one, and secondly, they're not sure, where do I start? And so we always suggest just either call us or come into the store, and Bill's really good with walking people through that process of maybe what they're looking for or what they may need now, and also trying to think out a little ways. We always try to talk to folks about, look at the future a little bit. We don't know what the future is, but think about, as we age, we don't typically get stronger. So keep those things in mind, and try to make those decisions when you're making a purchase.
Yeah, Bill, what have you noticed with people coming in that maybe want to plan for progression because they maybe know that that is what they're expecting, and so they want to do that maybe slowly but make the right choices up front?
Sure. So they come in, we try to fit them for whatever they're looking for. We want to get the things right for them. We don't want to just push something off that they really don't need. So we really take the time to talk to them, learn about their diagnosis that they might have, and go from there. So we want to make sure we get them the right product, and not something that we think that they might need. It's something that they really do need, down the road possibly. So,
and not everybody needs something today. A lot of times it's just information.
Right.
And that's what we talk about a lot too with all of our staff and all of our people is we're really, yes, we're retail. Our job is, to help them with what they need, but there's never any pressure on sales. We're information people. We want to give them the information that they need to make the best decision they can. And when they're ready, they'll make that decision.
Could you even help me if I was maybe remodeling my house and I knew I wanted to plan for an aging parent? So I know, how do I make sure that my stairways are made to have a lift, or how am I optimizing myself for future additions?
Yeah, we come to the home, we do a home assessment. So we can do some measurements and do all that good stuff to find out what the person really needs in their home. And from there, we have it on file. So 2 years down the road or 6 months down the road, we're good to go. We should be able to help you out. And price might change because prices change, but at the same time,
you know what you need at least.
At least we know the measurements, we're good to go. So we can help out anytime. So.
We talked a little bit about maybe customizing a vehicle of your own. Talk about the Vantage Mobility, that you're a Vantage Mobility dealer, and how that works.
So Vantage Mobility is one of the largest in the nation. There's 3 big ones, in the nation. We're dealers for all of them. We work on all of the different van conversions. But those vans, when they come to us, basically, let's just say you're buying a Toyota van or you're looking for a Toyota van. Those vans can be taken to the conversion plant in Phoenix and converted to accessibility. So what that does is basically they lower the floor of that van. So they take everything from that front firewall to the back bench, remove it.
Wow.
Completely. Everything's gone. So think about all the stuff under your van, your brake lines, fuel lines, all that stuff is gone. They take and put a lowered floor back in. Then they have to raise that van back up also, because you can't be that low. Well, these things are lowered from 11 to 14 inches.
Wow.
To give you the headroom going through the door. In a normal van, you wouldn't have the headroom to drive equipment in or push somebody in a wheelchair in unless they're a child possibly. But so a mobility van, you end up with 54 inches, 57 inches of clearance coming through that door. So people in their mobility equipment can just drive up the ramp in, be secured, and go. But it's quite a process. It's about a 6-week process.
Amazing.
From start to finish to get that done. We find most folks don't realize sometimes they're going to need a mobility vehicle. And then when they need it like now or in 2 weeks.
And that's why you guys are really there.
So that's why we have so many on hand that are already converted, ready to go. Perfect. And we have everything from new models to used
everything
models.
For everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having
nice
us.
to know you're there when we need you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
At Wheelchair Dynamics, they understand the difficulty of living with certain medical conditions and disabilities, recovering from injuries and surgeries, and maintaining independence in your own home.
To find out more about their services, just give them a call at 605-401-2700, or you can look them up online at wheelchairdynamics.com.
This KELOLAND Living segment is sponsored by Wheelchair Dynamics, your local accessibility and mobility solutions dealer.
Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more KELOLAND Living to do right after the commercial break.